Setting off here in the Renegade, and I guess we'll get an acceleration. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're going to be going over a 2021 Jeep Renegade 80th Anniversary Edition. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram here in Provo for giving me some time with this Renegade. Check out the inventory link below. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.3 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 29 on the highway, with power outputs being 177 horsepower and then 210 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the Renegade 80th edition. So first off, I love this blue color. It looks absolutely fantastic. You can kind of see there in the sunlight. And then we've got these full LED lights right here. We've got the signature Jeep front grille, parking sensors here on the bottom and then on the side there as well. And then we've got the little fog light housing. But yeah, just overall, I think this Renegade actually looks really good, especially with the LED lights. Just look at that. It's a cute little Jeep. Now coming around the side here, we've got two 35mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then notice that they did a dark gray wheel, which I think contrasts the blue paint just fantastically. And sorry if that's not even a word, but continuing along. Here's a quick look at the suspension and then the tire. You can see the plastic molding here for the fender flares, and then it continues along the side of the Renegade. We've got our Renegade logo with an old school Jeep next to it. That's pretty neat. And wait for it. There's your full side view. Now let's pop here into the back of the Renegade. So first off, you can see that the cargo space back here is actually really good, and you actually even get a little bit of storage space right there. I think that that is pretty interesting. Lift this up, we get even more storage space. We got storage space on top of storage space on top of storage space, but anyways, well, so yeah. Now let's finish things up here in the rear. So first off, we've got these really cool LED lights that have the X shape through them. I think that that is just a really nice design touch. Parking sensors here along the bottom, and then notice again the Jeep logos are gray, and well, that's all for the back. Now here's a door panel on the back, so you can see we've got the cloth trim right here with the window control, and then you can see the seats here in the rear. So again, full cloth seats. Notice they kind of changed it up there in the center portion. And then we have a USB right there, which let's pop in. Headroom is fantastic. Legroom is also fantastic. If you guys are wondering, I'm just a little bit under 6 foot, and let's head to the front. Now here's a door panel in the front. So again, we've got the really nice cloth trim here with all of the window controls. Notice we got the auto function for the front windows, mirror adjustment. I love the look of the speaker and how it has a little Jeep there on the edge. And then here are the front seats. So again, full cloth seats here. You can see the different cloth there in the center. They are manually adjustable. There is the pedals, light control just up above. The steering wheel is also manually adjustable, and there's one more look before we pop in. So here is the steering wheel. We've got leather wrapped steering wheel with nice white stitching in the center. We've got our cruise control over here with the adaptive cruise control function, voice command phone controls, and then controls for the center stack. We've got rocker panels on the back with the radio controls, little turn signal stalk, windshield wiper stalk, and also that's for the engine, and well, that's the steering wheel. Now here's the gauge clusters. Notice we've got analog gauges for the RPMs and for the speed, and then you've got that little screen there in the center that'll give you different bits of information on the Renegade. Pretty self-explanatory. Most of Jeep's products have something similar, and well, that's all. Now before I mention this infotainment system, I gotta mention these vents. I think it's pretty cool, and yes, you can open and close them, and we got the Jeep grab handle, and it also has a little old school Jeep on it. But back to the infotainment system. If we pop it into reverse, we've got the backup camera with trajectory lines. And then if we take it out of reverse, we've got dual zone climate, and wait for it, we also have navigation. And you guys can see though, response time on the screen is really good, really easy to use. You've got all your apps there in the center tab, and well, that's all. We've got our radio controls right here. We've got the parking sensors, the parking assistance, and then the lane departure assistance. So guess what? Tons of safety tech. We've got our dual zone climate controls, and then we've got a USB and then a 12 volts. We've got our drive modes right there. Auto, snow, sand, mud, and then 4-wheel lock. And then we've got our shifter here for that 9-speed automatic. We've got our parking brake, stability control, and then our auto stop start. Water bottle. Sorry, this does not come with the Jeep. But anyways, another cup holder, center console with nice cloth on it. Already mentioned the grab handle, but there's the glove box. And then we will finish things here at the top. Notice we got an all black headliner. By the way, if you're really tall, you'd actually fit in this because headroom is fantastic. So we've got the window sticker here for the 80th edition, and sorry, there's a ton of glare, so it's probably hard to see everything that this has, but you can see the total MSRP, $31,925. Wait for it. Wait for it. Let's take her out and see how she drives. Talk about visibility here on the Renegade before we set off. There's your visibility of the hood, fantastic. Both the mirrors, again, it does have blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. Setting off here in the Renegade, and I guess we'll get an acceleration. This thing's actually pretty peppy. Got some pep out of that 1.3 liter 4-cylinder. It may not have much displacement, but it's a loud one. I'm just kidding. But anyways, let's talk about this Renegade. So first off, from a ride quality perspective, it's actually pretty smooth. Turning is great. I love how this feels. It's got that lightweight, small, zippy feel, which is definitely fun. Kind of adds some excitement. And this thing would actually be great on a trail just because of how easy it is to corner and everything and how quick it corners. It's kind of funny because a lot of people obviously make fun of this because they say it's a fake off-road vehicle, but driving dynamics say otherwise. But aside from that, like I said, ride quality smooth. The seats are really comfortable here. They hold you in place, but they have enough give in them that you'd be able to drive this on like a long drive and you wouldn't be uncomfortable. The one thing I will say is these bolsters do feel slightly tighter. So if you're like a really big person, you might not fit super comfortably in these seats. But again, if you're a really tall person, you'll fit very comfortably in this car, or SUV rather. Now, aside from all of that fun stuff, just the overall feeling of this, I actually like it. It's a lot nicer than what I remembered when the Renegade originally came out, so that's definitely a huge plus. Turning is great. Yeah, it's like the perfect size. I absolutely love the size on the Renegade. But other than that, obviously we've got all this safety tech, which half of it's turned off, so we'll turn that safety tech back on. But it's crazy that this comes with all this safety tech at a really affordable rate. And I don't know if you guys can see, but the reflection of the LED lights there on the front in that car looks so cool. I like the aesthetic of the Renegade. I know that a lot of people give it crap, but I think it's a cute little SUV, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, definitely I like the driving dynamics on this. Again, it's small, lightweight, and you definitely feel that. And this engine is great. With the 9-speed automatic, it keeps it right in the power band, but it's got enough power that it gets up and it moves, and I don't really feel like I'm lacking in power, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I guess that I'll sum things up here with this 80th anniversary edition. So aesthetically, again, I think it looks good with the LED lights. The Renegades without the LED lights, I'm not exactly a fan, but once you add these LED lights front and rear, I think it's a really good looking small SUV. Now, LED lights aside, with the rest of the styling right, it looks like a cool little Jeep, and so yeah, definitely has that going for it. And then if we go from that to the performance is great. You do feel a little bit of torque steer, but it's honestly not all that bad. But yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's got more than enough power. And so I guess who would buy this, right? If you're looking for a smaller size SUV that actually looks pretty cool, but you want something that, again, gets good fuel economy, has decent storage space, is easy to drive, right? Smaller size so it fits in parking spaces and all that kind of stuff, especially if you live in a big city. But again, you don't want something that looks lame, right? Like, and I'm just being honest, right? Look at the Toyota CHR, Honda HRV, or other small SUVs that are in this segment, right? They don't look all that cool. This actually looks pretty cool for the segment that it's in. And its real main competitor is the new Bronco Sport. And I guess the thing that I'd say about this over the Bronco Sport is it is a lot less expensive. So it's got that going for it. And the Bronco Sport, I think, is actually a little bit bigger, kind of from what I remember. So I guess they're not direct competitors, but they're both kind of like cool looking, off-road-ish looking SUVs. And so yeah, if that's what you're looking for, check out the new Renegade. It's It's a lot better than people give it credit for. Let's get some things up for our video on this 2021 Jeep Renegade 80th Anniversary Edition. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Dodge Ram here in Provo for giving me some time with the Renegade. Check out the inventory link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.